You're not going to sell a single unit of your book if no one is able to find it on Amazon. And that is why finding the right keywords is just so important. So in this video, I'm going to explain in a lot more detail just why keywords are so important, what to look for in a good keyword, how to find them, and then of course demonstrate all of this with me showing you an example of how I find these keywords. Now this video is actually taken from my full 3.5 hour free Amazon KDP course, which I've broken down into separate videos in this playlist to make it much easier to digest. So once you're finished here, have a look through that playlist and find exactly which part of the Amazon KDP process that you need help with, and there will be a specific video for that. But for now, let's jump straight in with this video.
So now that we have found a profitable and good opportunity niche to publish in, it's now time to move on to the next step, which is your keyword research and how to get people to find your book on Amazon. So here's why keywords are important. Keywords are either individual words or phrases that customers type into Amazon to find something, e.g. kids football book would be a phrase, but kid, book, football, coloring would all be individual words. So when we say keywords, we're actually referring to individual words as well as specific phrases. Now I'll cover this in a bit more detail in just a second. And therefore finding good keywords for your book is vitally important to your success. Because ultimately there is no point in making a book if nobody can find it. And the keywords are the things that are going to drive your SEO and allow customers, and the right customers, to find your book. So I actually used some keyword information during my niche research. So I just wanted to make this super quick slide to specify the differences between keyword research versus niche research. So it's common to get confused between niche research and keyword research, but the best way to describe it in simple terms is this. Niche research is all about making sure people actually want your book and somebody else or other people aren't already providing that. So when it came to niche research, yes, we did use some keywords or search terms to gauge how much demand there was for the overall niche. So if you cast your minds back to the previous video, coloring books for seniors, we basically typed in this individual keyword. This is a keyword, it's a phrase related that people are going to be searching into Amazon. And for our niche research, we just use these to gauge the demand for the overall niche. So all of these related keywords, just to see roughly how much demand was there. So adding up all of these different search volume metrics and then taking into account the opportunity score, which factors in competition for each keyword and gives us an overall picture of the competition for this entire niche. So like I say, when we came to niche research, we used keywords to gauge how much demand there was for the overall niche, and we looked at these keywords as a collective. We weren't looking at them individually as just, oh, we're only interested in this one. We're interested in all of these to give us an overall idea of how well that niche is in demand. But on the flip side of niche research, you then move on to keyword research, which is making sure people who want your book can actually find it when searching on Amazon. So when it comes to keyword research, we want to find the best keyword to use on an individual level. So when we use niche research, we're looking at keywords as the collective, as you can see here, all of these collective search results. But when it comes to keywords, we just want to find the individual ones that are the best. So as you can see here, this individual keyword, coloring book for seniors with dementia, is a really good keyword because there's 2,500 searches for this every single month. And there's a decent opportunity score, which means the competition is relatively low. And you can also see a rough idea on how much competition there is from this search results number. But it's worth mentioning that this search results doesn't mean there's 1,061 books. That's 1,061 overall products on Amazon. So again, this is just a rough number, but just gives you a general idea of the level of competition. This can be toys, this can be accessories, anything that aren't related to books, just something that comes up when Amazon realize that someone has searches for this. So this just gives a rough idea. So that ultimately is the main difference between niche research and keyword research. Niche research, making sure people actually want your book and someone else isn't providing it. Keyword research is making sure those people who do want your book are actually able to find it when searching on Amazon. Niche research, we're looking at everything as a collective and overall niche. Keyword research, we're looking at just specific keywords and the best one to use to improve our book's SEO. And therefore it comes as no surprise to you that good niche research and good keyword research equals sales. So we know that keywords are important, but where specifically are they important? Now there are two main places where you'll put your keywords on your Amazon listing. You have it in your title and your subtitle, and this is where SEO is the strongest. And you also have 7 back-end keyword boxes, as you remember seeing when I first went through the video at the start of this course showing you the upload process. They're the 7 keyword boxes where you put most of your keyword. But the SEO is strongest in the title and the subtitle. So with this in mind, what actually makes a good keyword? Well, it comes as no surprise that a good keyword needs to be high in demand and also low in competition, because ultimately we want our book to be ranking for phrases that customers are searching in loads, i.e. have high demand, but lots of other books aren't using in their title, their subtitle, so that when all of these people are searching those keywords into Amazon, our books are the ones that come up for it. But in reality, it's very rare you're going to find a super high demand keyword with absolutely no competition, because you are competing against other people who are looking for the same. So generally, you're going to have to find a balance of the two, but just stick with this in mind, that ideally you're looking for high demand, low competition, or just keywords where the demand is greater than the level of competition. So as I've already mentioned, this is why it's so useful to use something like Self-Publishing Titans. So when it comes to seeing how much demand there is, they have this metric here, which is the estimated search volume per month for all of these different keywords. You can type in a general keyword here and it will come up with all related suggestions. And you can also see very easily on this traffic light coded demand score of 0 to 9, 0 being lowest demand, 9 being the highest demand. And then when it comes to competition, all of that is factored up into this opportunity score. So opportunity takes into account demand, competition, how our books are performing. So when it comes to this section here of looking at low competition, all you need to do is look at the opportunity score. And if this is high, then it shows that there isn't too much competition for these keywords. So ultimately, from a Self-Publishing Titans view, the best keywords are going to be ones where there has a 9 demand and also a 9 opportunity, which is what I mentioned here in the ideal world. But generally, you're going to have to find a balance of the two. So ideally, the opportunity score is probably the most important one. But then if you can also get green in the demand, it's also a good sign, which just makes it so user-friendly using a tool like this, because you don't even have to look into the numbers. You just have to look at the colors. So as you can see here, large print adult coloring book for seniors with dementia. If we were doing our niche research, it's useful for us to know because this tells us that 388 people are searching for this per month, which is just another bunch of searches we can add on to verify that there is demand. But when it comes to a keyword level, is this something we're going to use in our title or subtitle? Probably not, because not many people are actually searching it in. It has a very low demand score and also a very low opportunity score. So maybe some of these keywords are also being used by lots of other products, and as you can see, their search results is a bit higher. So on this, you would say this is a bad keyword to target for our keyword research because there just isn't a lot of demand and the competition and ultimately opportunity score is quite low. On the flip side, coloring books for seniors, really good demand and really good opportunity score. This is definitely a keyword that we would look to target, but I'll cover all of this in a lot more detail in the next video when I actually take you through me doing the keyword research for this book. So moving on now to short tail versus long tail keywords. Now there's a difference between the two. A short tail keyword are individual words that are related to your book. So dinosaur, activity, coloring. If you're doing a dinosaur activity book, these are individual words and we call them short tail keywords. And then you have long tail keywords. These are specific phrases that are related to your book. So they're multiple words made up in an actual phrase. So dinosaur activity book for boys would be a long tail keyword. It's much more specific. These short tail keywords are generally a lot broader. So the question is, which is better? Now there actually isn't a set answer for this. It all depends on your strategy. But one thing that's worth mentioning, there is some research been done by a website called www.kindlepreneur.com. And they basically wanted to find out whether or not short tail or long tail keywords were better for your books. And ultimately they found the number of keywords and characters used in a keyword box, i.e. they just filled a keyword box with loads of individual words, basically meant this book ranked for way more keywords and search terms off the back of that, because ultimately there's loads of different keywords in there. It's probably going to rank for a lot more searches when people search for something on Amazon. However, with that said, they also found that when you type in specific words like this, so generally shorter keywords, you actually rank much higher for that specific phrase. So in short and in simple terms, it's good to have a combination of the two, because short tail keywords massively increase your book's reach. They allow you to reach loads of customers. Individual phrases allow you to rank really well for that specific phrase. So if you had a dinosaur activity book for boys, you're going to want to include this exact phrase as one of your keywords, because yes, you're not going to reach as many customers, but you're going to reach much more of the right customers, and you're crucially going to rank much higher for this individual keyword. So this now moves on to how I fill in these 7 backend keyword boxes, and many people have their own technique and their own strategies, but this is mine and it's been very successful with me on my KDP journey. So with this information in mind and this data, what I would generally say is you use the first 4 keyword boxes with high demand and low competition keywords and phrases. So individual phrases like this one here, dinosaur activity book for boys, that we really want to rank high for when people actually search that in. This gives us a really specific targeted marketing for our book. And then the final 3 keyword boxes just being filled with high demand, short tail keywords crammed into each box. So in these ones, we might have, dinosaur activity, coloring for boys, gifts, Christmas, birthday, that kind of thing, all just crammed into one box. This increases our book's reach, and this allows us to rank high for those really specific keywords and phrases. But this will all make sense in the next video. So as a summary to keyword research, having the right keywords allows potential customers to find your books. And the best keywords are the ones that are high in demand and low in competition. But of course, you are sometimes going to have to find a balance. And your best keyword should always be in your title, because that is where the book SEO is the strongest, in your title and your subtitle. But of course, you need to make sure the keyword is actually relevant to your book. Don't just put dinosaur activity book for boys, but it's nothing to do with dinosaur activity book for boys. And then also your 7 backend keyword boxes should aim to reach as many potential customers as possible, as well as using these high demand, low competition keyword phrases to rank exactly for those search terms. So that is keyword research in a nutshell. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how I actually conduct keyword research for my coloring book I'm creating during this course. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to conduct keyword research for your books and ensure you're putting your books in front of the right customers and maximizing your book SEO. Now this video is going to be a long one, but I've left absolutely everything in there because I think it's really important for you to understand exactly how I go through the whole process. So you might need to watch this a couple of times, maybe make some notes, really concentrate, because this is a super valuable section of the course. So with that said, I'm going to jump in and show you actually how to do this. Now before I do that, there are 2 things I just want to remind you of. The first thing is where your keywords go. So they go in your 7 keyword boxes. But more importantly, the best ones go in your title and subtitle. So when you're doing your keyword research, you want to break it down into keywords that are going to go in your subtitle and your title, and then keywords that are going to go into your 7 keyword boxes. And then with keyword boxes in mind, it's important to remember, again, it's entirely up to you how you use them. But for my strategy, I use the first 4 keyword boxes for specific phrases, and then the final 3 keyword boxes for much shorter tail keywords and kind of stuff these out. That's how I do it. And that's how I'm going to show you in this video. Now, when doing keyword research, it's also good to have a place where you can put all your keywords and all your information. So I have created this Google Sheets document, which I will leave a link to below so you can access it yourself. It will be a view-only file. So all you need to do once you've accessed it, go into File and then just go for Make a Copy. And then you can save it to your own device and use it as you want to. But essentially what it does is it allows us to put keywords in for our title, our subtitle, and then our long tail, and also then our short tails. And because you can only fit 50 characters into a keyword box, this basically says how many characters are in the box. This basically tells you how many there are. So you have to go up to 50. Anything less than 50 is fine, but you can't go over 50. So this box is there to do that. So if you want to access this, I've made this specifically for this course. I will leave it linked below this video, along with, of course, Self-Publishing Titans, which we're going to be using for our keyword research. So the first task to do is fill out the title, subtitle, and also these long tail boxes. So in order to do that, we need to find long tail phrases because they're the best ones that we're going to include in our title and subtitle. So for our title, it needs to be very relevant to our book, and it also needs to appear on our front cover. So head over to the Titans Pro web app and let's just type in dementia coloring book, and let's see what comes up for this. So loads of different keywords here. Dementia coloring books for the elderly, dementia coloring book on itself. So just dementia coloring book as a title itself looks like it would be a pretty good keyword because there's 3,603 people searching for it on average every single month. and 1,263 search results. Again, this is not the number of dementia coloring books. This is just any kind of result Amazon can pin to this certain keyword. So the fact that the search volume number here is greater than the search results, and the fact that it has a 9 opportunity score, which as we know takes into account competition, tells me that this is a really good keyword and it's super relevant to our book. We can literally put it on our front cover because the title of your book needs to appear on the front cover. So I'm actually happy to go with dementia coloring book for our book title. Again, it doesn't really matter too much about the characters here because you're not limited by the number of characters. You don't want to be making it too long. Just keep it relatively short, and you do well basically to go over the amount of characters that you need. So let's just say, for example, this dementia coloring book phrase was actually quite a bad opportunity. It was something like a 4 and the search volume was quite low. Although, yes, our book is a dementia coloring book, this is actually so easy for us because it's a really good keyword to use too. But that also comes down to doing your niche research correctly, which of course we have done in this course. But let's just say, for example, this was a bad keyword because it had low searches and the opportunity score was low. At this point, this is where you'd have to be clever with your keywords. And as you can see here, dementia coloring books for the elderly could be a great alternative because it has an opportunity score of 8. Yes, it is still a dementia coloring book, but just making it specifically for elderly in terms of the title and the keyword would be a good option for us. So if this was a bad one to choose, you could then just be a little bit flexible and choose for elderly, or you could maybe choose for seniors, as you can see here, 8 opportunity score. So it's not always as straightforward as this example here, just having dementia coloring book there. And sometimes you may need to pivot. But for the example of this, we're very happy with that as our keyword. Now for the subtitle is quite important because it needs to do 2 things. It needs to have keywords in there, of course, but it also needs to describe what our book is doing. So in terms of our book, why it's going to be a good book for someone with dementia, it's going to be easy coloring pages that are very simple. So those things, easy coloring pages, simple coloring pages, are these keywords that we can easily tie in with a way of describing what our book is. So again, you head back over to Self-Publishing Titans, easy coloring book, and just see what comes up. Easy coloring book itself has a lot of search volume, but also a lot of competition. So the opportunity score is relatively low. Let's see if there's anything else here. Easy coloring book for seniors, 5,000 search results. Sorry, 5,000 searches every single month, but 30,000 search results. So quite a competitive one here. Easy coloring book Jade Summer is actually a brand. Bold and easy coloring book for seniors. So this is a much better option. So it's going to be a 7. So when you're doing keywords here, you have to be very careful not to just be attracted by the metrics and ensure that the book still is relevant to what this keyword is. If you had a coloring book for seniors, but it was quite complicated, there were loads of different patterns, don't use the term bold and easy coloring book for seniors because it is misleading the customer. And not only will you not get any sales, you can get in trouble with Amazon. But for this example, the images that we're going to be using in our book are going to be bold and easy, as you'll see in the book creation section. So I'm actually happy to go with this as a keyword. So let's just take bold and easy coloring book for seniors. Book for seniors. That's a really good keyword that we want to have in our subtitle. So you can see here our title, really strong keyword. And then the start of our subtitle is also a really strong keyword too. So subtitles aren't just about keyword stuffing. It's also good to get some descriptions in there. So we're going to go ahead and just add one of these. So I go back into here, add one of these, and then just say 50 large print coloring pages to... Now, I need to think of a way of describing this. I was trying to go along the lines of trying to stimulate creativity, that kind of thing. What kind of keyword can we use here to merge nicely into this? So let's just go for, let's type in coloring book for seniors and just see if this recommends any ideas for us. So with low vision could be a benefit of the book. So I'm just trying to bring in a descriptive word that highlights the benefit of the book. So 50 large print coloring pages to, enhance creativity or that kind of thing. Is there a certain keyword that's searched for a lot? With low vision, again, not exactly what we're looking for. Let's see what else we have. Let's keep looking. You see flower coloring book for seniors is quite a good one. So actually what we're going to do here is rather than saying coloring pages 2 and then setting the benefit, we're going to say flowers animals. What else do we have in there? Food and more. So as you can see what we're doing here with the subtitle, we've gone for the subtitle, bold and easy colouring book for seniors. This in itself is a keyword. We're then also describing what the book is. It's 50 large print colouring pages of flowers, animals, food and more. And within this description, we've also been very sneaky because large print, I'd imagine, would be a good keyword. Let's just go and have a look at this. Large print colouring book. See what comes out. Large print colouring books for adults. As you see, because with this, we've got our two main keywords here. Bold and easy colouring book for seniors are the ones where we want high demand and low competition, which is exactly what this keyword does. This keyword also has high demand and low competition. So for the rest of the kind of keywords we're putting in the rest of the subtitle, it doesn't matter too much about competition because we just want to get as much traffic to our book as possible because we're already dealing with low competition keywords here. So 50 large print colouring pages of flowers, animals, food and more. If you go here, large print colouring books for adults, large print colouring book for seniors, all have really good estimated search volumes. So the search term large print colouring pages or large print colouring, anytime that appears in a search term, we are going to index for that. So that's a really good thing to have in there. And then let's just go for the same with the flowers, just to show you. Flower colouring book. You see flower colouring book, again, lots of searches. So these are just individual words that we want to have dotted throughout our subtitle because Amazon is basically going to link the word flowers to colouring book and understand that this book contains flowers in a colouring book. And that's kind of how these keywords work. So I understand that might be a little bit confusing. The key takeaway with this here is that the title and subtitle needs to have really strong keywords in there, i.e. keywords with high demand and low competition. The subtitle then also needs to describe a little bit about what the book is doing. And if you can, while you're describing what the book is, include some more keywords here. So dementia colouring book, really high demand, low competition keyword. That's why it's smack bang as our title. Bold and easy colouring book for seniors. Again, high demand, low competition. That's why it's at the start of our subtitle. And then we've described during the rest of our subtitle, while also including some keywords like large print, colouring pages, flowers, animals, food, that kind of thing. So you're seeing how we're building out this subtitle. So I'm actually pretty happy with this title and subtitle. And now it's time to move on to the long tail keywords. Now for these long tail keywords, we want them to be high demand, low competition, just like we've done with these, but we don't necessarily want to be having exactly the same keyword in there. Amazon generally recommends not copying any words between keyword boxes. I personally do with my strategy, as long as I'm not just using, dementia colouring book in every single one of these. If this is dementia colouring book and the first box is dementia colouring book for seniors and the second one is maybe has the word dementia colouring book in there as well, it's not the end of the world, so don't worry too much, but I'm going to try and have a bit of variation in these. So let's go back to self-publishing titans and then just go back to what our main keyword is and see what we can put in here. So dementia colouring books for elderly could be a really good keyword to put in there because you can see good search volume, not too many search results and a really high opportunity score. So that's actually a keyword I'm going to put in there. So dementia colouring books for elderly. As you can see here, I've used the word books rather than book. Now you have to remember when someone is searching into Amazon, they generally would put books rather than book because they're in their head, they're searching for loads of different types of books and trying to choose a specific one. So if it says books or book, just copy whatever the keyword says and, like I say, follow the data. You've also got dementia colouring books for seniors. So we could use seniors and we could also use elderly. We've gone for elderly here because we actually have the term colouring book for seniors in our subtitle. So we're covering people who call it seniors, we're covering people who call it elderly. So you're starting to hopefully see how you're just covering as much ground as possible with these keywords and why a piece of software like this is so important because it just gives us all the metrics here and you haven't got to do anything manually. It's all there right in front of you. So let's continue looking for some more keywords. Colouring book for adults with dementia, colouring book for seniors with dementia. This could be a good keyword to have as well. So we're going to go for that one, colouring for seniors with dementia. And one thing you might be questioning here is there are some overlaps between the words. So you've got dementia here, you've got dementia here, you've got books here, books here. Amazon generally say, if you can, don't repeat the words across different keyword boxes, as I've mentioned. But if we go back to this slide here, you can see there's a difference between cramming in individual short tail keywords and long tail keywords. If you're doing long tail keywords like I recommend for your first 4 keyword boxes, it doesn't matter if there is some word overlap, because ultimately these first 4 keyword boxes are all about ranking as high as we possibly can for those specific search phrases. So in this instance, we want to be ranking as high as we possibly can for when people search this in, and also for when people search this in. They're basically searching for the same product, but they're doing it in 2 different ways, and we're going to make sure our book shows up during both of those searches. So we're happy with those 2 ones there. Let's just see what else we have. Large print adult coloring book for seniors with dementia. What's this one? An 8 out of 10. Coloring books for seniors with dementia. Coloring books for dementia patients. So when it comes to our short tail keywords, the word patient is coming up a lot here. You can see patients here, patients here. So I'm actually just going to start dropping some of these in here. So patient is definitely a keyword we're going to want to put into our short tail keywords. And let's just continue looking for some long tail keywords. Simple coloring book for adults with dementia. That could be a potential option, but let's just see what else we have. Flower coloring books for seniors with dementia. Let's keep looking. Coloring books for adults with dementia. So in our subtitle and title, we are targeting seniors rather than just adults. Yes, you could technically say that adults also include seniors, but for the sake of just simplicity and targeting a specific part of the market, we're not interested in targeting adults. We just want to target seniors. It's subjective at what point someone goes from an adult to a senior, but we're just going to keep with seniors here. So for this individual search term here, we've kind of maximized what we can get out of it. So let's just put in another relevant search term and see what results we get from that. So let's just go for easy coloring book for seniors and see what comes out. That is something we've got very similarly in our subtitle, but there might be relevant keywords that come up off the back of it. So bold and easy coloring book for seniors is one we've put into our subtitle, so we're not going to repeat that one. What else have we got? So nothing really to stand out here. Relaxing coloring books for seniors. Let's see if that comes out. Relaxing coloring book for seniors. You could one. Let's have a look. No, nothing there. So let's just go back and get rid of these and just type in coloring book for seniors and see what suggestions come out. Coloring book for seniors on its own as a keyword could be a good option, but we already have that specific phrase. As you see, it's intertwined within bold and easy, but we do have coloring book for seniors in there. So we've also covered this keyword. So you can start to see how you can be quite clever with these keywords. Coloring book for seniors with dementia, is that the one we had in? We had coloring books for seniors with dementia, but we will also rank for this because you've got the word book in there too. And Amazon keywords take into account both plural and singular versions of it. So we'll rank for coloring book for seniors with dementia, even though we've got coloring books. So that's absolutely fine too. So let's try something like simple coloring books and see what comes out here. Because you just have to think about loads of potential phrases that are related to our book. Yes, our book is about dementia coloring, but it's also a simple coloring book. So let's just see what other results they have here. Easy coloring books for seniors, as you can see, an opportunity score of 9 and 3,141 results. This is going to be a really good keyword to put in our long tails. So we're going to go for easy coloring book. Books they've got for seniors. Actually, we've already got that there in our subtitle, so we don't need that, to be honest. So there's no point using that keyword in this long tail box because you've already got it covered in our subtitle up here. So this can take a little bit of time. I was considering editing and chopping this video up, but I just wanted to leave the whole thing in there just to give you an idea of exactly what it takes to do this. And it might be quite a time-consuming video to watch, but honestly, this is a really important part of the process, so I just wanted to include everything in it. And you can imagine how near on impossible it is to do this without a tool like this because you just have no idea of all these different metrics for these different search results. So if we scroll down here, you can see we have an opportunity of simple coloring books for seniors. Now the actual search volume is 708, which is a little bit low, but Self-Publishing Titans gives it an opportunity score of an 8. This tells me that the books that are ranking for this can easily be outperformed. So we're also going to go for simple coloring books for seniors as one of our keywords. So simple coloring, color books for seniors. Because you have to understand not every single long tail keyword is going to have, 10,000 searches every single month. Follow the data, trust the data, and that's a good keyword to put in, because ultimately 708 people are searching for this. So is this less than 8,322? Of course it is. But if the opportunity score is high, that's telling us that although there's less searches per month, we have a good opportunity to rank first, second, third for this keyword, and therefore maybe getting 50% of all the sales of these 708 people is actually better than getting, 0.1% of these 8,322. So it's important to look at this number just as a reference, but this opportunity score is by far the most important metric. So simple coloring books for seniors is also something we're going to put in. And now we need just one final keyword. So let's see what else we've got. Simple coloring books for kids is not something we're interested in. So let's move away from simple coloring books and just type in elderly coloring books. What kind of related keywords do we have off the back of this? Dementia coloring books for elderly. I'm pretty sure we've got this. Apologies, I'm just constantly copying myself and going back through. Dementia coloring books for elderly. Great keyword, but we've already got that in. Coloring books for elderly dementia patients. Again, an opportunity score of 8. 314 people are searching. That is quite low. With the previous one I showed you was 700 and something. 314 is quite low, but the opportunity score is there. So let's definitely bear that in mind, but also keep looking to see if there is anything else. Coloring books for seniors with dementia. We've already got that one, as you can see, is our second long tail option. Dementia coloring book, already got that in our title. Coloring books for elderly, we've already covered a very similar keyword to that. Elderly coloring books, large design. So these could be good opportunities because although there's only 300 searches, there really aren't that many other products showing up for it, and it has a 9 opportunity score. So elderly coloring books, large design, because we have large print, this could be a really good keyword for us to use in. So that's again going to be one we're going to have to just keep in mind and just see if there's anything else that really stands out here. Coloring books for elderly, large print, because we've got the words large print already in our subtitle, we don't necessarily need to be using that one either. And let's just keep going down. Coloring books for elderly bulk. So I actually quite liked the idea of one of these two, either coloring books for elderly dementia patients or this elderly coloring books large design. I'm actually going to go for this elderly coloring books large design because although it has a slightly less number of search volume, it does have a 9 opportunity score, which is a really good sign for me, and also really low number of search results that we're potentially competing against. So elderly coloring books, large design. Let's go up to here. Elderly coloring books, large design. And this is why it's really important to follow the data, because this is not necessarily a keyword that you would think many people are typing in, but this is literally telling us that 300 people a month are typing this in. Hardly anyone is ranking for this keyword, and is exactly like the book that we have produced. So if we can rank first for this keyword, we're going to potentially make loads of sales, because people who are looking or who are typing in this into Amazon are looking for exactly what our book is. So it's a great keyword to have it. So now we have our title, we have our subtitle, and we have our 4 long tail keyword boxes. It's time to finally move on to the short tail keywords. Now, the goal of these short tail keywords is just to fill out as many relevant keywords as we possibly can related to our book to improve our book's reach. Now, a great way of doing this using self-publishing titans is also combining it with a word cloud. So what you want to do is go for some really broad and related keywords that we've already searched for. So dementia, coloring book, for example, just search up for that. And you can see all of these individual suggestions. And what we basically want to do is understand in all of these individual search terms, what words are the most commonly occurring. So dementia is probably going to be really commonly occurring. Patient is going to be really commonly occurring. But we don't know that for sure. So what we're going to do is search in loads of these different phrases and then download all of that information and stick all of these individual search terms into a word cloud. And what that's going to do is show us the most commonly occurring words in all of these search terms, and these are the ones we're just going to fill these final short tail keyword boxes with. So go on to Self-Publishing Titans, type in your search term, and then just press download, and what that's going to do is download a file. You can see you have the file just like this, and all of the keywords and then all of the metrics here too. Just go ahead and copy all of these different keywords, copy them and then head back over to your word cloud and then just drop this into the first one. You can see that's the first batch of text. Now let's go for another keyword, easy coloring book for seniors. All of these, let's go ahead and press download and open this data again. So there was less data for this keyword, but that's absolutely fine. All data is good data. We can just keep adding it to our word cloud. Copy all of these and let's go ahead and put these into our word cloud too. Now, one keyword I haven't actually looked into is Alzheimer's. So let's go for this because it is very relevant to our book. So Alzheimer's coloring, and see what comes up here, because you've gone for dementia, but actually Alzheimer's could be a good keyword to have in there. So when you type in Alzheimer's, it also comes up with dementia here, dementia patients. So dementia seems to be the better keyword to go for here, Alzheimer's coloring book. So let's just put Alzheimer's actually as one of our short tail keywords, because that is also going to be something that a lot of people are searching for. And it's worth mentioning here when it comes to your short tail keywords, essentially what Amazon will do is they'll link different words between the boxes. So if you had, I don't know, Alzheimer's coloring here, although you have them, get rid of this. Although you have them in two different keyword boxes, Amazon is going to be able to link the word Alzheimer's and coloring. So any time someone's searching Alzheimer's coloring, our book is going to index for that because Amazon can cross-reference between the two boxes, which is why it's important just to stuff these with as many relevant keywords as we possibly can, because you never know what combinations could come up. So while searching for some short tail keywords to put into my books, I've actually found a really good long tail keyword that I've missed out on. Dementia activities for seniors. Really good search volume, extremely low search results, and a 9 opportunity score. So this is one of the best keywords we found in this entire video. So we're definitely going to go ahead and put it in one of our keyword boxes. And this one here was probably the worst of the 4 long tail keyword boxes. So we're actually going to go ahead and get rid of this one and put in dementia activities for seniors, because that is a really, really good keyword. Teas for seniors. Great keyword to have in there. The only reason why I haven't put it in my title and subtitle is because our book is just a coloring book. If it was maybe a dementia activity book, this could definitely go in the subtitle, but because it's not necessarily an activity book, it's just a coloring book, I've decided to keep it as one of the long tail keywords in the keyword boxes, but that should be brilliant for our book SEO. So I'm going to go off camera and fill in the rest of this word cloud and get loads of these different phrases and then show you how to fill in your short tail keyword boxes. So I'm back, and as you can see, I've filled out this section here with loads of different keywords that we can put into our word cloud. Now the choice is yours. You can either use a word cloud generator or you can just do a word frequency counter. I'm actually going to do both for this video to show you which one you might want to prefer. So for the word cloud, just go ahead and press generate cloud. And the disadvantage with a word cloud like this one, if you don't get access to all of the information, you can just see the most commonly occurring words. So unsurprisingly, dementia, book for seniors, coloring book, these are all things that come out within the word cloud. However, if you do the word frequency calculator, just go ahead and press submit. It's going to break down all of these individual words for you. So you actually might find this a little bit better. Dementia for seniors, coloring book, large books with elderly print activities. These all may sound a little bit weird just on their own, but when you think Amazon cross references keywords between different boxes, these are all really good to have in our short tail keyword boxes. So dementia, we've already got littered throughout our title, subtitle, and also our long tail keyword boxes, but things like for, so let's put for in here, for, and then we could put seniors, adults. And one thing that's worth doing here is actually not to separate them with a comma. That's not what you should be doing when it comes to actually putting it into Amazon. So I'll do the same here. Just separate every single keyword with a space. So as you can see, we have 44 characters in this box. Is there a short one we can maybe put in here? Large. Let's see if we can put large in here as well. Large. That takes us up to the max 50. So this first box is completely full. And let's just start making our way down here. So one thing that's worth mentioning is you don't want to be putting in any keywords here that aren't relevant to your book or that are already obvious. Amazon already knows that we have a book because it's the one uploading it. So you don't need to put book in your short tail keywords. Same with books here. And we've already got them as part of a phrase in our long tail keyword section. With is an interesting one because it's probably being pulled from keywords that have the, coloring book with, activity book with. So it could be important to have in there, but I wouldn't just put it in on its own. I would put it in with a word after it. So let's just go for with coloring, just so Amazon don't get a bit fishy with the fact we just keyword stuffed it with loads of like connecting words. With coloring is definitely a good keyword because it could be activity book with coloring pages, dementia gift with coloring pages. So with coloring is definitely one we want to put in there. Elderly, we'll also put that in there, although I think we might already have it somewhere else. We have it in our long tail keywords, but there's definitely no harm in having it in our short tail keywords too. Large print, we've already got that. I think we've already got that in the keywords here. We've got large. Actually, let's leave large print out because we've already got large print already there as our subtitle. Activities is another good one. Adults, I think we might have adults in there already. Yeah, we do. So activities, easy, games, not necessarily relevant for a coloring book. Spanish, not relevant. Bold, we've already got that in our subtitle. Men. So let's go for activities and easy first. So elderly, activities, easy. Let's also put simple in there as well. So 44 in that keyword box. So once you've pretty much extended this list with all the relevant keywords, as you can see, there are some words in here that just don't make sense. Yeah, clocks comes up a lot for some reason, but it's not relevant to our keywords. So absolutely do not include keywords that aren't relevant to your book. So at the moment, we've got decent title, subtitle, some really good long tail keywords, and then bunched out a few short tail keywords in some of these boxes. And then if you want to just kind of think of some on your own, if you don't have any more data to follow, we've seemed to have exhausted this list at the moment. So we've got some really good ones in there. So let's just try and fill out with some other ones. So present, for example, could be one. So if anyone's typing in present for seniors, so present and then for seniors could be a really good one. Let's also go for words like relaxing, cognition. Could be another good one because, it's cognitive ability. Actually, let's go for cognitive here. Creative. So all these kind of different keywords that people might be searching in. So present, obviously, it's a present for someone. The coloring book are relaxing. So someone might be typing in relaxing coloring book or improve cognitive skills or improve creative skills. So these are all keywords that are related to our book. So they're absolutely fine to put in here. And let's also go for creativity is another good one because people might be typing in gifts to boost creativity. So as you can see, we've almost pretty much maxed out this final box. So there you go. Here are all of the keywords that we're going to use in our book. Now, I appreciate this is quite a long video, but the reason why I've kept everything in and not edited anything out is because I think it's really important for you to go through and see the exact process that I'm doing because this is so crucial. But I'm going to summarize everything that we've done in this video in simple terms now. So there are three kind of things you need to look for our keywords. Keywords for our title and our subtitle, keywords for our 4 long tail keyword boxes, and keywords for our final 3 short tail keyword boxes. Now for the title and subtitle, the best keywords need to be in here, and for the title, it needs to appear on our book cover and also needs to be super relevant for our book. So our title will read Dementia Coloring Book, and then our subtitle will be Bold and Easy Coloring Book for Seniors, 50 large print coloring pages of flowers, animals, food, and more. Reason why this subtitle is as it is because Bold and Easy Coloring Book for Seniors is a really high demand, low competition keyword. So our subtitle is doing some SEO work for us. And it's also describing well what the book is about. It's 50 large print coloring pages of flowers, animals, food, and more, which is what we're going to include in our book. But as well as just describing the book, you also got large print, which is a good keyword. Large print coloring pages is a good keyword. Flower coloring pages is a good keyword. Animal coloring pages. So rather than just using a subtitle to describe the book, it's also really good in that description to try and fit in some keywords, but make sure you do it naturally. This doesn't look like it's been keyword stuffed. It reads really well and also boosts SEO as well as describing the product, which is exactly what a title should do. We then have the 4 keyword boxes, and the goal of these is just to have relevant phrases that have high demand, low competition, that we ideally want our book to be ranking first or second for whenever someone types these into Amazon, which is why they need to have high demand and low competition. So we've gone for dementia coloring books for elderly, coloring books for seniors with dementia, simple coloring books for seniors, and dementia activities for seniors. And the final 3 keyword boxes are just full of short tail keywords that are related to our book. And the goal of these is just to increase the reach of our book. So lots of these different words are going to be included in search terms people put into Amazon that are looking for something like our book. So which is why it's good to just fill out as many relevant words in these final short boxes as possible. We're using these to rank specifically for these keywords. Same with these 2 here. And then the final short tail keyword boxes are just to index for as many search terms as we possibly can. But that is exactly how you do your keyword research. I will leave these keywords here, so when we go to actually uploading the book, I can simply copy and paste everything over. And we know that our keywords are going to be super relevant to our book and people are actually searching for them. So now, because we've done our niche research correctly, we have a book that we know people actually want. And now we've done our keyword research correctly, we know that people are going to be actually able to find our book because all of these are keywords that people are already putting into Amazon and not many people are competing against us for. So I appreciate that's a super long video, but I hope it all makes sense. And I will see you now in the next video.
So now that you've found a profitable KDP niche and you know the keywords you're going to use to target customers, it's now time to start creating your book. So click the video on screen and I'll show you how to find free pre-made interiors, how to make your very own unique interior, how to use AI to create coloring pages, and how to create your own activity book, as well as to how to create your very own book cover.